That was super weird. My bandwidth just disappeared. I don't know what happened. Just took a nosedive to 0 and then stayed there. Yes, thank you for the welcome back. I appreciate that. So, sorry, please proceed. Yes.
So, according to my research that I did and made notes of, electric lights were added to trains in October of 1881. Oil lights were added in 1870. And so the bottom line is you have oil lights because it's not 1881 yet.
Okay.
And while this is Deadlands, which means there may be some odd things going on, they haven't gone on with your train yet.
No problem.
So oil, your lamps are made of oil.
Then I think we were going to wait until morning and then pull all the way or the rest of the way into town. We kind of stopped. There was something going on.
Yes, that is the exact. Well, it was just dark. The whole town there was not a single light coming from the town, which seemed unusual and unexpected.
Okay. So it was dark.
It was dark. So you've waited till morning. Now you also had 2 people wounded.
I think we healed them, didn't we?
I thought we had.
Oh yeah, using you're a doctor, and October did some stuff, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they are better. They are while physically better, I think they're mentally still a little beat up.
That's understandable.
Quite.
Let's rock!
Oh, doggone it. All right. I'm trying to add a map while we're talking, which, works well. All right. So anything you guys want to do before it's morning time?
No, I think we were staying inside so the shadows didn't get us.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. All right. Well, morning has broken.
Like the first morning?
Exactly like the first morning.
The question is, has Blackboard spoken?
Why are you doing that? No. All right. Okay. What the heck? Why is this happening? They added some new things to Roll20 and now it does weird stuff. I don't quite know why. There we go.
Oh, we have a drink up partners. Toast. Salute.
Salute. All right.
White Warrior. wielder of the ancient sword, grant me your power.
Oh.
Now we're talking. Knight versus knight.
Here we go. Okay. Trying to put you guys on the town. Doc.
There.
Why is everything? Oh, there you are. And where's October? There you are.
Just got coconut mold. Share this with all your friends to totally coconut mold them.
Bottom center of the map. So, all right, at least your markers are. So you guys decide it's time to go check out the town?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
The
this
Marshal-
is a long town.
Yeah. The tracks run on the south side of the town. And the train where the train station is, it looks up to the north of the town.
And any sign of any people?
Not from the train. You got to walk. It's from where the tracks go by this town. It's probably 100 yards of just dirt road between there and where the town actually starts.
Not a bad looking town. Seen worse.
I would like to climb up on the top of one of the box cars
Okay.
and use my rifle scope and see
Okay.
if I can see anyone from up there.
How long you gonna look?
5 minutes.
Okay.
So just
roll me a. What are we gonna roll? There. That's not you. That's you. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, roll me a notice score.
okay. Do I have any modifiers for the scope or no?
No.
Okay. Notice me, senpai. I got an 8.
Okay. So you got a raise. So you watch for 5 minutes and you don't see anybody. It's still, I would say a little early morning.
I'm
You
sorry,
don't
I
see-
didn't explain that well. I'm gonna crawl up there, look for like a couple minutes, and crawl back down. Total of 5 minutes that I'm out. I'm gone.
Right. I understood.
Okay.
While you're up there, you don't see lights. 5 minutes is enough time to kind of look over the entire town.
I figure I'm not high enough to see past much of the beginning part of the town that's near the train station.
No, but I mean, you can look up and see. You can look down basically the hallway, as it were,
Mm.
and see the fronts of things. And and you got a raise here, is of note.
True.
What you note is that it doesn't look abandoned, This is not a ghost town, but it doesn't look like it's been busy in a while.
Okay.
Like you don't notice a whole bunch of footprints in the dirt.
Right.
There's no horse tracks. It looks like it's kind of been quiet for a little while, but not long enough to go ghost town.
Okay. Well, I'll go back and report to the marshal.
Abraham?
Yeah.
What'd you see?
Nothing. Doesn't look like people have been out and about for a bit.
All right. Well, why? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry. He says, all right. He says, why don't you dock in October? Go check things out. And we're going to make sure everything's okay on the train, checking on people, and report back after you've checked out the town.
Sure thing.
You ready, October?
Sounds good.
Why don't we get the horses?
I think I might have missed something. Did we start with an odd amount of bennies?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh, Now you get no biddies.
There you go.
I reminded him, and I had more than both of you, so I think you each should pay me one. I missed the beginning on what we were looking for in this town.
I think we're just
Scouting?
scouting it out.
Okay.
Maybe bring back some libations for everybody who got hurt. That was a hell of a night.
Yes. They were dark spirits indeed.
All right. You guys go to get your horses.
Yep. And Charles is
Um,
just snacking on pieces of cooked chicken nonstop that he grabbed from behind the bar.
Fair enough. The first time you guys walk back to the animal car, or walk forward to the animal car, I'm sorry, they're not ready for you.
That's all right.
Oh, we can do our own horses. That's all right.
Are the horses all right?
You jump up into the car to check.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the horses are fine. But Graciela
Graciela was
is
hurt.
not in the stable.
Oh, she was one of the ones hurt. So
Yep. Yep. So we'll,
yeah, we can saddle our own horses.
yep. Take the time to do that. Give him a couple treats while I continue to snack on chicken.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you get them. You lower the ramp. You get them saddled. You get them off the train, and you're going to head off towards town.
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. And you're riding the horses.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, uneventful between the train and the town. The train stop isn't much more than a huge water tower, and there's a platform with a roof on it, but there's no walls. It's just so you can stand there and not get rained on, basically. And you ride up to town, and the first building you see on your left is obviously stables. And might be, you're not sure, but it looks like the one on your right might be some kind of store.
And can we see any horses in the stables? Any live creatures whatsoever?
Not from outside.
I'll ride around it.
Give me a notice roll.
You waited till I took another bite.
Oh, that's why you're eating chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I understand now.
6.
Yeah, you don't notice anything on the outside.
But is there any opening to see inside?
There is not.
That's strange.
There's sliding doors on the front and the back, and they're both closed.
Well, I bring my horse to a stop for a second and listen. Do I hear any movement inside?
You're not sure. It's hard to tell. There's a little bit of wind.
With my chest hair.
I'm telling you, it's so weird. How'd you sit down?
Okay.
It just told me to sit down, so I did.
Check inside.
Oh, Christ.
You slide open the door, and
The
you walk
chest hair
in.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
So you
even
walk
know how I
in,
have-
and you peek over into the stalls, and you find that there's 3 stalls, and the horses are laying down sleeping.
Okay. Okay, but yeah,
And,
there are. You said just 3 horses in there.
yes.
Yeah,
There's 5 stalls. As you were, there's 7 stalls.
Well, there are some horses in there, but they're asleep.
Well, better than dead.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if those things eat horses or just people.
Couldn't tell you.
Well, at least there's something living in the town. Let's see what else we can do.
So far. Then we're just gonna move along.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Where you go next?
I mean,
Check out this building next door, the store.
Okay. You see a sign there that says Big Sam's Sundries. And matter of fact, you see Drahomir's stable.
and is at that point that Chuck takes his hat off his head and pulls out a bag from inside of his duster and dumps the content into his hat, and also pulls out a piece of bread from his pocket, puts it into the hat as well. And he is clearly eating salad out of his hat.
What are you doing?
I'm hungry.
All right.
I worked up an appetite last night.
I don't believe I've ever seen you eat a vegetable.
What? They're good for you.
I agree. I've been trying to get you to eat them for a long time.
Well, oh man, what's his name? Hold on.
Thanks, Obama.
No, the guy on the train that's been cooking food for us. It is not that one.
August Hammond?
Yes. August showed me a way you can take lemon juice and olive oil and mix it up, and it makes these leafy things taste pretty good. And I learned about something called garlic salt. I never even heard the thing before, but it's mighty tasty. And it's just oil, so it's not like it's going to hurt my hat. Put it on my head and I'm going to slick my hair back.
Didn't know you were such a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Only when I'm really hungry. And I got to tell you, last night worked up quite an appetite.
October will sniff the salad and say, that doesn't smell like oil. And I have seen my fair share coming up from the ground. Where are we? And I can't click my icon.
So we're all the way at the bottom, and this is Lawrence, Kansas, isn't it?
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Can anyone else move their tokens?
No,
I think I added it to the map. Just a second.
Okay.
Well,
no, they're
oh, you might have to right click on them and change it.
Yeah.
Change ownership.
Yes. Take me just a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
And while we're sitting there and I keep eating my hat salad, I say, I don't think it's that kind of oil, October. It's like oil made from food, I think.
There is a type of grease that we can get from some animals, but I don't believe it's the same. Interesting. Where are we currently standing in front of the store? Which building is the store?
The right one's the store on the map.
Oh, okay.
At the very bottom.
And then the stable is the one up from it? Oh, across the street. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Thank you.
Can you move your characters now?
Yep.
Yes, indeed, we can.
Okay. All right. So where are you going now?
Into this store, or we're checking out this store?
Big Sam Sundries?
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'll ride around the bottom side just and scout the back and the sides, see through the windows, see if I see anybody in there.
All right. You ride around. There's stairs in the back. You notice. There are 2 doors on the front.
Anything through the windows?
No, not movement or people or anything.
Okay. And nothing. Same on the back.
Same on the back. Yeah.
Okay. I'll ride back up front and say, no sign of people through the windows of the back.
Yeah, should we go in anyway?
I'll have the 2 of you go in and I'll hold the horses.
All right.
Just in case we need to skedaddle quick.
Right. All right, then I'll dismount and head into the shop.
All right. The door's on the right. You can see that's where the windows kind of head in.
Mhm.
And on your right, when you walk in, you see a counter with hats and boots and such on it, and then shelves with jeans and some clothing items. On the left, you see some heavier coats and stuff, and you see a sign ahead of you that says something about baths in the back. But
Not a bad little store.
yeah, you don't hear anything or see anybody.
I'll check the back room where it says the baths are. See if there's anyone in there.
Yeah, nobody in there. There's a bath in there. Everything's
Oh.
kind of dry. You can see that it doesn't look like anybody's taken a bath in a little while.
All right, I'll go back outside. Nobody in there either.
If you go in the second door, you see it goes into a barber shop. Also empty.
I guess we might as well move along.
Yep, this is not a good sign.
Yeah.
And no notice of blood in the streets or anything like that.
Nope.
Alrighty. Well, continue on down the boulevard.
Okay, the second building on your right has a sign that says Civic Bureau.
What about
And,
the one across?
The one across says Dr. Sawyer's Surgery.
Let's start. I have finished my hat salad, and I am now breaking apart the bread and using the bread to sop up the oil and the lemon juice out of the hat.
Okay.
And I get a couple good swipes at it, and I'll head in the surgery shop while I'm eating the crust of the bread.
All right.
No.
Anybody going with him?
I'll check out the Civic building.
Okay.
And I tie
All
up
right.
the horse, by the way, just FYI.
Got it. So you walk in and there's a counter ahead of you. If you walk up to the counter, you see there's you see that there's forms on top of the counter, and they say there's one talking about land claims and another one about mines. And
He must be talking to you, Doug.
yes.
Okay. Okay. And nobody in the building then?
Nope, nobody that you see. There's a back room where you see that there's shelves where they filed just tons and tons of forms. And
Okay, well.
now you, Mark, you walk in and there's a nice rug on the floor. Has a Southwest pattern on it. There's chairs. It looks like a waiting room. To your left, there's shelves with medicine on it, just big bottles of medicine. And then there's some doors past that.
I'll take a quick look through. I'll walk through the whole place.
All right, you walk through. You see there's stairs heading up. If you go up, it looks like it goes to the doctor's private quarters. Nothing up there. Downstairs, you see that there's a room, an examination room, and past that you find a surgical room. The surgical room is messy. There's there's no person there, but it looks like some kind of surgery was done hastily. There's blood and stuff all over, and but there's no bodies, no people.
Can I tell how old it is?
Couple weeks.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back and grab one of my saddlebags from the horse and
Okay.
load all the medicine into it.
There's a lot of medicine. If you had somebody that understood what medicines were and which were important, it might make more sense to grab what's needed and what's not needed,
Hey, Doc,
and what might actually be snake oil.
Hey, what's up?
bunch of medicine in here.
All right. I'll go in and take a look.
Yeah, there you see some. You see that some of it. Will make me what is
Healing?
your doctor role?
Healing.
Yeah, make me a healing roll. All right. So yeah, that's a success. So you can see some of it is snake oil. But there's stuff like some laudanum, which is some pretty strong, and you see some I honestly I'll stop right there. The only medicine I've ever heard in the Western was laudanum, which I think is an opiate. But you find some period appropriate medicines that are actually effective and not snake oil. And
I was just, yeah, that's garbage. Kind of throw it to the side. Crap. Oh, okay. Here's some good stuff. Kind of toss it in. Yeah, okay, we could use that. Just keep going down the shelves.
yeah, you find a bunch of really good stuff.
Cool.
Well, good. I figure nobody's using it. Might as well.
Yeah.
And you notice somehow he's got himself some butter that he is now spreading with his finger on the bread.
Where are you finding this?
You got to prepare for a good lunch.
Oh,
It's breakfast time, by the way. Of course, you guys were up most of the night, so that might explain it.
Yep.
Are you going to wander through the doctor's offices?
I'll take a quick look around, see if there's anything else that would be useful.
You find a fair amount. You find in the surgical area, you find obviously a bunch of stuff that's been used, but you also do find a lot of gear that hasn't been used. And now it's more than you can throw in a saddlebag. But if you want to come back, or if you want to do it right now, we'll just assume, without inventorying things, we'll just assume that you have a fairly well-equipped doctor/surgical facility on the train.
Yeah.
So do you want to do that now, or do you want to do it later?
I'll do it later.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to rob the place, just in case somebody actually does show up.
Okay.
So moving along.
Like a tumbling tumbleweed.
So the third building on the right is the sheriff's office, and across from it is the bank.
Better check the sheriff's office.
I'm going with.
All right.
I'm going to leave October holding the horses.
Okay. So you go in the sheriff's office. It looks like a typical sheriff's office. There's a deputy's desk on the left, the sheriff's desk ahead. You see there's some kind of back room. And to your right, you see bars for 3 cells. All 3 open, all 3 empty. You see on the wall behind the sheriff's desk, you see some wanted posters up there. And you see one that's been pulled off the wall and ripped in half, laying on the floor.
And pick it up and put it back, put it together, see if we recognize them.
Make a notice roll. Are you looking at that one too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make a notice roll.
Did it roll? Maybe not. Found my shoes.
You don't get a good look at it because you're looking over Doc's shoulder, and you really don't see it. You recognize his face instantly, Doc. and a memory comes back to you that you kind of put out of your mind, and there was a guy that was dead, stood up off your operating table and walked out the tent and kind of made you stop being a doctor for a while, and had something to do with some drinking you were doing, and that face is staring right back at you.
I'll be damned.
What is
Make
it?
me another notice roll. Doc seems. You move around so you can see what Doc's holding there. Oh, not you, Doc. Charles. Oh, Charles. There you go. There. Yeah, thank you.
Isn't that
That looks really familiar. And you reach into your inside pocket and pull out that wanted poster.
I got the same one here.
You certainly do.
I'll be damned, the son of a bitch is alive.
And right on there, it says Conrad Kurtz.
Yeah, I remember this guy. We were supposed to find him. He was
Supposed to be dead.
well, apparently not.
Yeah.
Maybe this time we'll make it final.
Mm-hmm. You bet. Any other wanted posters that we recognize?
No. Oddly enough. And all of them seem like they're kind of local, kind of petty things. This one just says, this is the only one that's a federal wanted poster. And
What's it say?
it actually says on there wanted for federal crimes.
Oh, but it doesn't say what?
No, it doesn't give a list. But it does say that the warrant on him is $15,000.
Are there any weapons in the sheriff's office or ammo?
There are. There's none that are quite as good as what you guys have, but there are 3 lever action rifles and a shotgun, and if you look through some drawers, you'll find ammunition for those weapons.
You want to take these back to the train?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to look at the sheriff's desk, see if he's got like a journal or a log or anything written down. See what the last entry was.
No, you root through the desk, and you find a bottle of whiskey that's 3/4 gone.
Must have been a rough life.
Or born one. Well, no need to let this go to waste either.
Nope.
Tuck it into the pocket.
Never waste good whiskey.
That's right.
And I apologize. I wrote my list out of order. Across the street from the sheriff's office is Coulter's gunsmith.
Oh, this place over
Not
here?
the bank.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. So what's the one right next to this then?
That's the bank.
I see. So the bank's attached to the sheriff's office.
Well, there's a space between them, but yeah, it's next to it.
Got it. Well,
and then right next to the gunsmith is across from the sheriff's office is Coulter's gunsmith, and next to it is Coulter's general goods.
oh, okay.
And you can see that is attached.
Yeah. So we'll load up October's. We'll load the horses with the weapons we found in there,
Okay.
and we'll go see what's inside this shop. The gunsmith first.
The gunsmith. So, a bunch of guns.
Mhm.
Pistols, rifles, shotguns. Um, all kind of nothing fancy, nothing expensive, nothing unusual.
Think it'd be better to grab some ammunition.
Yeah, you find shelves with tons of ammo,
Okay.
and the two buildings are connected. You can walk from the gunsmith straight into the general store. There's just a doorway between them.
I'm just
And like before, there's nobody in here, right?
You still see nobody.
what about again looking for any logbooks somewhere where they record the day's sales? Got to be something like that here.
Yeah, you go upstairs to the general store and you find an office up there. And the last day sales you find is from about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
2 weeks, huh?
Yeah. So I'll come back down and say, "Yep, found the logbook. 2 weeks ago was last sale that's entered."
Huh.
And then I just start loading up on shotguns and loading up on lever action rifle or rifles.
Hmm.
And I'm getting one of each for each person on the train.
Okay.
And then I will take the time to load them on the horse and ride back to the train and go drop them off with the ammo.
Okay.
That way-
Abraham asked you, the marshal asked you, what are you finding?
From what we see, looks like everybody in the town kind of either up and left or disappeared about 2 weeks ago.
All right.
No signs of struggle or blood so far, but they had a gunsmith that had quite a bit of ammunition and weapons. Figured it'd be good for everybody on the train to have at least one long range and one short range. I can grab pistols on the way back if you want.
You know what I'll do is I'll send a couple deputies up with some folks, and why don't you just recon and worry about that, and we'll see what we can gather for supplies and provisions.
Sounds good. Third store up on the left,
Okay.
down the main thoroughfare, and then
All right.
I'll ride back.
All right. All right. So the fourth, you're kind of up to the fourth building. Fourth building on the right is the bank.
Actually, was there anything of note in the general store?
Yeah, lots of stuff: furs, coats, a bunch of rolls of fabric, canned groceries, canned beans, canned meat, canned whatever they had back then.
Is there any bolts of blue or purple fabric?
Roll a D8.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Roll. Maybe. There we go. 1d8. 8.
Purple and blue, no.
Okay. Then I'm not interested. And we continue on to the bank.
Fourth building on your right, and it is a bank. You walk in, it's got a gray and white tile on the floor. Ahead of you is a counter with bars all the way up to the ceiling, and to the right is a door that leads behind the counter.
And is there any? Okay, I get that there's no people, but does it look like it has been robbed?
No. For want of something else, it looks like it's been abandoned, maybe.
Yep.
Is there any paperwork or anything around with the date on it?
Yes. The most recent date you can find is about 2 weeks ago.
Again, about 2 weeks.
Any sign of a struggle?
Not really, no.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
should we move
okay,
along?
so here's my other follow-up question. Does it look like it was in the middle of the workday for a bank and people are just gone, or does it look like it was closed up for the evening and people just never came back?
It does not look like it was closed up. The door to the right I mentioned is open. The door to the back office is open, and if you go in the back office, the vault is open. But things don't seem out of order, and you go to the back vault and money's still there.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, should we move along?
yep. Whatever is it happened seemed like it happened during the middle of the day.
Okay, so the fifth building, which is the last one on your right, it is it's labeled the saloon. And then across from it, it has the Lock Star Hotel on your left.
Saloon. Now we're talking.
Yep. We'll have to do some fine investigating here.
Ahead of you, you see the church. And to the left of the church, kind of looks like a schoolhouse.
Okay. Oh, maybe we'll circle around to the to saloon last. I'll go check. I'll just go up to the front doors of the church and see if they're.
So you're going to
open.
skip the hotel on your left and the saloon on your right and go straight to the church.
I am, yeah.
Okay. All right. So doors are closed.
You want to go first? Into the saloon or the hotel, Doc?
I'll do a quick sweep of the saloon.
It kind of looked, I mean, there's glasses and such on the tables with booze in them at various levels. You can see a card game maybe in progress, but you don't see any people.
Yeah, one of them had a straight flush. Poor bastard. And I'll check the hotel.
You go in the front door, there's a counter ahead of you and a door to the left leading down to various rooms.
Is there a ledger?
There is.
Check that. I'm guessing the last entry was 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago, yes, sir.
Any names I'd recognize?
Make a notice roll. You see one name that stands out to you, Charles Madsen.
Mm.
He's a guy you had gambled with on a steamboat one time.
I'll be damned. All right, well, I'll go join Chuck again.
Okay.
And that's about the time that I open up the front doors to the church.
So the pews are 7 rows deep, and there's 2 aisles, one on the left, one on the right. So, and ahead is a dais, I guess you'd call it, with a lectern or a podium, and it's all wood. It's nothing overly fancy, but it's nice for this style of town. You do see there is a small pipe organ on the upper right, and a door next to the pipe organ.
I'm just gonna announce, I suppose there's nobody in here as well.
You're answered by the silence.
I will walk up to the front. Does the pipe organ look like it's on?
Well, it's not electric.
Steam powered?
It's billowed powered.
Oh.
Somebody had to pump the billows.
Got it. Well, that's disappointing. All right. Well,
there's a door to your right there.
Sure, let's take it.
It looks like it's where it looks like a combination. Well, it's just the pastor's quarters. So you see a desk, there's a table, you see a bed. It's where the pastor, lived, slept, worked.
Any journal or
you see notes for
sermons?
His next sermon.
Yeah. And does it have a date on it? I'm sure it was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 33:33 actually.
Well. And what does his note say on it?
How to pray.
And what does it say on how to pray?
It talks about the Bible verse, and it goes detailed on what that says and how that's applicable to prayer.
And here I was trying to be sneaky and look it up, and there is no 33:33, sadly.
Did I quote it wrong?
Yeah, you must have. I was just making sure that it wasn't going to be, here's the answer to your riddle of what happened in this town. Yeah, Ecclesiastes only goes 33 to 31 for chapter 33.
Yeah. Well, somewhere in chapter 33, I think is oh no, I was thinking something anyway. Anyway, whatever.
Okay, I just been making sure you weren't actually trying to lead
no
us
Easter egg.
Yeah,
no
okay.
Easter egg.
All right, got it.
All right. And check the school next.
Okay. The door is on the right side of the building, kind of pointed at the church. And so you guys go in there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Why don't you both make notice rolls?
I succeed at noticing children. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
There is somebody upstairs trying to not breathe and not be heard.
I will make a motion.
Make a motion.
Yeah. Oh, you guys can't see me. If you're not in stream, I make a motion pointing upwards to Doc, and then put my hand in my ear.
I'll nod and draw my pistol.
Okay. The stairs are to the right when you enter the room. There's a table ahead of you.
Anything else down here that's noteworthy?
Um,
And is this the actual school room?
you know, it's interesting. No, it doesn't look like a school room. It looks like it's made for children, but it looks like there's a table, there's a kitchen, and the door's open. You can see in the back right corner there's a bath. And the stairs go up to what you're going to assume is maybe bedrooms or something.
Okay. So this
And
might
there's a
be-
hallway that goes to the building in the back left of this map.
So this might be school mistress house or Mr. House or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep the rifle out instead of instead of pistols.
Okay.
So you said they're upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard something upstairs.
So I'll start heading up before I get to the door. Say, United States Marshals, anybody in there?
So you go upstairs and it's just wide open, and there's up there are 8 beds that are kind of small. They're like kid-size beds. And so you go up and say, U.S. Marshals, go ahead and you guys can make notice. Well, you don't have to, Mark, but go ahead and make another notice roll there, Doc. Nothing stands out to you. Are you behind Doc there?
Yeah, I'm behind
Charles?
Doc.
All right. Do you go into the room, or where are you
Yeah,
at?
I'm
Doc?
literally right behind Doc, wherever he is.
Yeah, where are you at, Doc? At the doorway into the big open room, or?
I'm at the doorway. Yeah.
Okay, you just waiting there?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't hear anything. You can hear somewhere in the room past Doc. I mean, you did roll a frickin' 20 there. You can hear somebody trying not to be heard, and you can hear that they're trying to breathe really quiet.
I'll, even though I have like the rifle out, I will use it to like point to the room over there,
Okay.
or I'll hold it in one hand and point to the room.
Okay. I got you. You walk on in there, Doc?
Yeah, I'll walk in.
Okay. All right. So you walk in, and you can see that how there's kind of 2 connected buildings here. So I'm talking about the southern building, right? The one you walked into.
Mhm.
You guys are currently in the northeast part of the building. Why don't I click on that? So you guys are standing right here
Mhm.
at the top of the stairs,
Mhm.
and all of this is a big, wide open area, and with beds. And you hear the noise. You barely hear it. Like that 20 is what you needed to roll. You hear noise coming from this area. And there's nothing between you and that other than beds. There's no closets. There's no nothing. Each bed has a little trunk in front of it.
Mhm. But is it a room down there that I'm hearing it from, or is it in here with the beds?
When you get to the top of the stairs, there's a doorway, and everything past the doorway is one big open room full of beds.
Okay.
So there's not
Okay.
another room. You're looking, there's only one room full of about 8 beds and trunks in front of each bed.
It's like the barracks.
Yeah, it's like a big barracks.
Yep.
Except the beds look like they're small, meant for children.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to hang back towards the the door that is the only exit out of this place.
Okay.
And the reason I've got the rifle is I'm going to use it as a cow catcher if I need to.
Okay.
Turn it sideways and stop somebody from getting past me through the door.
I got you.
As I walk in, I'll call out again. U.S. Marshals, anybody in here?
Charles had kind of pointed where he heard noise. Why don't you make me a notice roll and see if you see anything past that way?
He sees.
You look where he pointed, and the blankets go mostly to the ground, but sticking out the back of that bed all the way in this corner, you see a very small foot.
I kind of motion him to lower it. I put my guns away. Kind of walk over. Nobody's gonna hurt you, son. Just come on out.
You see the foot move a little bit.
Turn it. Hey, you got any food left?
About that. Oh, you know
can
what?
part with
He
some.
actually he goes in his he takes his hat off his head again, and he goes in his right pocket and pulls out another bag and dumps a bunch of broccoli into it. So now he's got a hat full of broccoli with butter in it. I totally forgot I had this.
Really not sure a kid's gonna want broccoli.
If he's hungry enough. If you've been up here for 2 weeks without food.
You hear a small voice. You have food?
Yeah, it's broccoli. Here, come here. I got a bowl for you. And then I take a piece and I eat it just to show him that it's good.
Well, you don't see nothing yet. You hear a voice that says, "Are you alone? Are the monsters with you?"
No, there aren't any monsters, son.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And this broccoli
You
is
see
good.
you see a small brown-haired boy with freckles, and he's got a shirt, suspenders, and he's got pants and boots, and he walks out and crawls out from under the bed, and he says, "Did you see the monsters?"
Smoke monsters?
Yeah,
Shadow
they're like
monsters?
smoke.
Yeah, we saw them.
They come out at night.
It's daytime right now. This broccoli's good. You want some?
Yeah. He runs over and he kind of looks at your hat, gets close and looks at it. Can I?
Yeah, have it.
He
Already.
grabs a couple handfuls and sits on a bed and starts eating broccoli.
See?
Hmm.
It's good for you. I hear if you don't eat it, you get something called rickets.
Oh,
What's your name, kid?
You know me, I'm Chuck. Oh, I think he meant you.
I meant the little kid.
Yeah, I think he meant you.
Samuel.
Samuel?
Samuel, you've been here for 2 weeks, all by yourself.
Yeah. For the record, it was Jeremiah 33:3, but
Oh.
not Ecclesiastes. Anyway, I've been hiding from the monsters.
Now, you said they come out at night, but it looks like town got attacked during the day. Everybody's just gone during the day. What
Well, that
happened?
man came by.
Man?
I pull out the wanted poster. I'm sure it wasn't this man, was it?
That's him.
Yeah, I know.
How'd you know?
This is
Well, are you the only person you've seen, or is there others?
I haven't left here. Well, sometimes I gotta go, but I only go during the day, and I always come right back here, but I ain't seen nobody.
Why don't you go to the saloon and get some food? Or a general store?
I don't know.
All right.
How about you come with us? We can take care of you.
Okay. He made everybody go to the mine.
The mine?
Where's the mine at?
Up past the church.
All right. Let's get him back to the train, then we can check it out.
Yeah, we can. How about this? We'll give you all the food you can eat, and you tell us everything that happened in the last 2 weeks since the man got here.
Well, it's longer than 2 weeks. I've been by myself for 2 weeks.
All right.
I've been avoiding the monsters.
Well,
How long have the monsters been here?
I don't know. Since the man made everybody go to the mine.
we're about 2.5 weeks. Okay. All right. Well, we got horses. You ever ride on a horse?
No.
Well, you're about to. You ever been on a train?
No.
Look at that. You're going to get to do 2 first things today. You ever eat broccoli out of a hat?
No.
3 first things.
Have you ever eaten broccoli out of a hat?
No, it was first for me too.
Well, suppose we should be heading back then.
Okay. He reaches up and grabs your hand, Doc.
All right. Come on, kiddo.
I'll continue.
He
to
looks
walk.
like he's about 7.
I'll continue to walk next to him, and every so often I'll offer the hat broccoli to him.
He's chowing.
Yep.
He's digging through it. All right, so you're outside with the kid, down by the saloon. October's standing there with the horses.
Now you said he made everybody go to the mines. How did you do that exactly?
I don't know. He just told them to go, and they went.
Well, that doesn't
He
sound good.
just had a real scary look in his eye.
I looked to October.
Miss Nethers was mad at me.
Why's that?
Well, I was talking in class, and she wanted me to pay attention, and she went to get a switch, and so I ran. I was hiding up in the hills past the school, and they was shouting and stuff, and that's when I saw the man.
Well, I got some ideas for that. So you never got close to the man?
No, he was scary looking, just like your picture.
Well, good. You see that man coming, you run. But
Okay.
you shouldn't need to where we're taking you.
Okay.
So I'll put him on the horse. I'll say to October, words, he seems lost in thought. And then we ride back to the train.
Okay.
We get back to the train, take him to the marshal.
All right.
Ask Abraham to make him some food. He's been
you go to the main room, and August
August, I'm sorry.
Yeah, August is gonna fix things. Says, "Oh, I think the young master here needs a proper meal," and Graciela is in there, and she looks pretty shaken up, to be honest. But fortunately, you guys did heal her up, but she still looks kind of shaken up. She's you can see she gets a little shine in her eye when she sees the kid.
How are you feeling, Graciela?
She just shakes her head and says, I don't know. I thought I was gonna die.
The good news is you didn't. And you were quite brave last night. But I know it can be a little tough.
She actually starts crying, and she says, I just wanted to protect the horses.
And trust me, we appreciate that. They're fine because of you.
She shakes her head and, having a little difficulty talking at the moment, kind of choked up.
And I will put her head in my hands and I will say, those horses are alive because of you and your bravery. So I know it's tough, but if you need to sleep or just do your own thing, why don't you take my cabin? Because I'm not going to be needing it for a while, and I can always sleep in one of the benches out here.
She just smiles up at you and stands up, pats you on the chest, and heads back towards the up towards the front of the train to the sleeping quarters.
Before she goes, though, I'll tell her, oh, and by the way, this is Samuel. He's been alone in the town for right near 2 weeks plus now. So he might need some somebody take after him as well.
She smiles at him and says, my father's sleeping. I think I'll sleep too.
Okay. And we'll report to Abraham whenever she's left.
Okay.
And if August has Samuel in hand.
Yeah. You when you rode back, you got there about the time that Percy, Estelle, and Charlie, Slim, had the three of them look like they were using one of the wagons they found in town and had it full of stuff from the general store and the gun store.
Nice. I will shout Percy, gather everything you can for fires because we're gonna need to keep lit all night, every night as long as we're here.
Okay. He said general store had a whole shelf full of lanterns.
That'll be a good start.
Okay. So when at the train, when you're at the train, and I know we kind of jumped through time right there. Abraham asked you, he says, did you get anything out of the kid? And August takes the kid into the kitchen
Yeah.
so that you guys can talk.
Well, he said
We did.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Doc.
Looks like out of character. What was the name of the guy that was on the wanted list?
Wanted Kurtz.
Conrad Kurtz.
Looks like old friend Conrad Kurtz has been here, and according to the kid, the monsters have started as soon as he showed up. Those shadow creatures started attacking them too, and looks like Kurtz rounded everybody up and took them to the mines that are north of the town.
And I know it sounds like crazy talk, but considering the things we've seen in the last month or so, I reckon from the kid's description, Kurtz has got some kind of ability to talk and control people's minds. So I think we're going to need to prepare for that. Kid never got close to Kurtz, so he could never hear what he said. But anybody Kurtz talked to just did whatever he said.
That is kind of crazy.
Because it wasn't making much sense to me that the monsters come at night, yet it looked like the town was in the middle of the day when everything happened to whatever happened that took them. But when
So I don't get it. The monsters showed up first, or Kurtz showed up first?
About the same time, I think.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kid seemed to think that it was maybe longer, but I think he was confused.
So Kurtz showed up, took everybody to the mine, and the monsters showed up before that or after that?
It seems like it was after.
Huh.
Like that night, once Kurtz came into town.
Well, that's kind of strange.
Well, being able to tell people what to do and they do, it's kind of strange too.
I reckon so. All right. Well, so Kurtz and these people might be up at that mine. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think what we need to do then is Doc, you and Charles in October. I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you saying, Charles?
How is Umburo doing?
Well, you know, Doc in October got him fixed up right, but he had a mighty weariness, and he's sleeping right now. I think he'll be fine, but you know, it was bad. I'm tell the truth, you know, we're all bumped and bruised, and when he says that, he reaches up and he rubs his arm, and you know, I know we all probably been better, but if Kurtz is up there with a whole town full of people in that mine, I think we need to check on that. So now we got a kid and we've got civilians here on this train, so I don't think all of us can go, but Doc, you and Charles in October, and take Jake with you, and Percy, Estelle, and Slim can stay here with me, and we'll hold down that. So
right.
you know, we'll have 4 of us here and 4 of us go check that out. And does that sound good to you, Doc? Charles?
It sounds good.
About right.
Except I'm a little worried we ride in, we hear Kurt's. Suddenly we're doing mining work too.
I understand. I don't know what to do about that.
I thought Umberto might have some possible ideas.
Well, you eating, Doc?
I haven't had anything yet. No, sir.
All right. Well, it's about 10 a.m. right now. So Abraham says, well, why don't you guys get a good meal in you? I'll see what August can hook up, and you guys grab some things, get supplied, and maybe head out in an hour. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. I also tip my hat to, or offer my hat to Doc. There's one last piece of hat broccoli in there.
Oh, what the hell? And grab it.
All right. Hey, how about I've been drinking a bottle of water here. How about a 3-minute or whatever minute commercial
Absolutely.
break?
Absolutely. Let's
All
hit
right.
that now.
I'll be back.
Sure.
And for those of you that are still here, thank you for being subscribers. You're all rock stars. You're all awesome. We'll be back in like 3 minutes. I'm going to put something up on the screen for you guys in the meantime, and we'll be back. At least I think I will. Let's see if this works. There we go.
I'm back.
One magic day he passed my way. And while we spoke of
Where'd Dan go?
things, fools and gay, this he said
He had some real life
to
stuff to take care of.
me.
So what time is it over on the East Coast?
11 p.m.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of late.
Mhm.
Oh. Yeah, it's a 3-hour difference.
Mhm.
So it's what, 8 o'clock there now?
Yeah. So you gonna play Shadowrun?
Yeah, that's my intent.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Well, I mean, try and talk to Umberto.
Yeah, you guys are finishing up some kind of a brunch kind of thing that August made for you guys, and you can see that Jake uh, is walking with Umberto, and Umberto's wiping his eyes, trying to get the sleep out, and he sees you guys and he says, I'm sorry, I just very, very tired.
I know, and I'm sorry to bother you, but I think we have a problem, and I think you're probably the only one who can conjure up something to help us.
I see. So how can I help you?
Well, according to the boy, anybody who heard Kurtz did whatever he asked him to do.
Well, that's kind of strange.
It also seems like that'd be pretty dangerous for us to be walking into unprepared.
Yeah.
I wonder if you had any ideas about how we might be able to. What did you say? Science our way out of this?
Huh. You want to not hear what people are saying?
I mean,
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, of course you won't be able to hear each other then.
That's unless you got some way around that.
Not that I can. I mean, I can work on something, but right now, what I can throw together, I don't know a way around that. But I mean, I got some wax you can put in your ears, and I can put some like winter muffs or something over your ears on top of the wax. It'll look silly.
I'm not worried about looking silly, as
All
you can
right.
tell. Have you seen this face?
Well, I'll get to work then. If that'll work for you, that's best I can think of.
That's kind of along the lines of what I was thinking too, so that's perfect.
Okay. All right, I'll get busy. How many am I making?
4.
Okay. All right. I'll need 20 minutes.
Sounds
Alright.
good. Doc, the only problem I see is how the hell are we going to communicate? I mean, we can do a little bit by hand motion, but it's not like October can.
Well, I guess we could just come up with the hand motions and hand signals.
Well, I mean, we can always do, and he makes a pistol with his finger. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like get ready to shoot.
Okay.
And we seem to do all right with the point in here earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure we should keep numbers for numbers. So if you hear 2, then we can, over there, then that would be what it was.
All right. Yeah. As long as we keep it simple.
Why don't we do this? If we hear people, just make it, and it's 2, put a 2. If we see people and it's 2, then do an upside down 2. So
Okay.
here's normal and C is upside down.
All right.
That should be hopefully enough.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
I think the most important thing is that once Umberto applies the wax and the muffs to us, we have to just constantly say what to the DM for the rest of the evening.
Nice. So
I'm
I've
sure
got
he'll
that
be okay
going
with
for
that.
me.
You want to go check on the kid before we go?
Sure.
Make our way back to August and check on Samuel.
He's at a table there in the kitchen, and he's got some flapjacks and big smile on his face and some eggs, and he looks like he's got a mouthful.
Don't make yourself sick there, boy.
He smiles and shakes his head.
I say to August, you're going to have to find some work for him to do, work some of this off.
Yeah. Don't you worry, Deputy. I'll take care of him.
All right.
Yeah, should we go see Umberto?
Yep.
All right. Jake goes with you.
Yeah.
Jake from State Farm.
And
I will fill Jake in, letting him know why we're doing this, just so he doesn't think that we're absolutely insane.
By now, he knows.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which one I was using for Jake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was using that one for Jake. All right. Yeah, so you guys get oh. Thank you for your patience there for a second. All right, yeah, you guys walk back, and it looks like Doc's putting some finishing touches on some things. He notices you and waves you over.
What have you got?
All right, well, he hands you a metal tin, and it's got a metal lid on the top, and he unscrews it, and he says, here, he says, that should be more than enough wax for the 4 of you. And then he has these metal headbands with, I mean, they look like headphones. They're
Muffs.
they're muffs basically, yeah. And I've got cloth and fur and to go around your ears. And he says, I don't know when you need to use this, but push the wax in your ears and then put these over top. And I don't know if that'll block all the noise, but it should do pretty good.
What?
Thanks, Umberto.
And I'll see if I can't work on something a little better.
Feel better, my friend. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Glad to be here to be able to help out.
Also, just as a precautionary thought, kid says the monsters come every night. So if you can figure out how to maybe create one or two safe spaces on the train for us to gather, that we can well lit. I think they're coming back with some lanterns, some other stuff, but we should probably prep for night while the
Okay.
sunlight's strong.
All right. I hear you. I'll work on that.
But we'll go see what we can see and report back.
All right. We'll take care of things here. You worry about what you got to worry about.
Radio.
Well, I'm not going to take any chances. I will get the wax and put it in my ears now. And put the muffs on over it.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to put it in October's ears.
And he may or may not do that. We'll find out at some point. For the moment, it'll just be a Schrodinger's earwax.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll wait till we get a little closer to put the earwax in.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, actually, that's a good test. Can I hear him?
You hear more. So it's not 100% just silence, but yeah, you can hear he's talking, but you've no idea what he said.
It's not 100%, but it sounds like you're kind of like a bullfrog.
Well, all right.
Hopefully that's enough to do the trick.
Hopefully.
What?
Let's get going.
What?
I just grab him and move. All right, let's go. Okay, move along.
Oh, okay, let's go. And away we ride.
Hmm. Well, all right. So you guys ride up back through town. It's now almost noon. And I'm looking at I'm trying to look at tokens here. Not finding anyway. Okay. Okay, so you guys ride up past the church, and kid just said it was past the church, so you can see that past the church it gets a little hilly.
I'm gonna make. I mean, can we see roughly where the mine is, or not really at all?
There's a path leading up into the hills past the church.
And how far does it go past the church per se?
It, up through the hills, past where you can see.
Are we talking 50 feet, 100 yards, a quarter of a mile, a mile?
Oh, miles.
Miles. Okay, that's all.
Well, as far as you can see, you can see a few hundred yards. You know, when you're at the bottom of a hill, it's even or a mountain or whatever, it's hard to see the top, right? Now, so there's a trail ahead of you, and yeah, so there's a trail ahead of you.
I'll just
So yeah, a few hundred yards.
October
up
and I
towards the
are
hills.
following Doc's lead, since neither of us can hear anything.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna assume he's put the wax in.
Okay. Where are you headed, Doc?
Let's keep going down the trail.
All right, make me a notice roll, both of you.
Eesh.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and make a roll here for somebody. Ba, 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 ba. Huh.
I must spend a penny. It worked.
Well, just a second. There's no reason to do that.
Oh,
All right. Well, that's 3 successes, and it's not that difficult to see. You guys, once you kind of get a little bit elevated up this trail, off to your left, you see that there's excuse me. You see off to your left that there's actually some smaller scale tracks. They're smaller than train tracks, but they go a little bit past the town to another little place next to the train, and it looks like maybe, well,
minecart track.
I don't know. You can see these small tracks go towards the train tracks and head north also. And so you're probably 300, they're 300 yards to your left down the hill you're on.
And do they go up to what would appear to be the mine? Or
No, they don't go up into the hills. Not up, but it's a more level area, but they go, you can't see quite where they go, but you don't see them going upwards.
I'm sorry, I'm confused by this picture. So we see the tracks obviously.
Okay,
going
you're
back
standing
down
on
by
a
the
hill.
train. Yep.
Okay,
I
just
got
like
you.
let me describe. You're standing on a hill.
Mhm.
If you look to the north, the hill just goes up.
Right.
Okay. If you do an about face, you're looking back at the town
Mhm.
and through the center of town at the train.
Right.
Okay. So ahead of you is north, behind you, the train is south.
Right.
To your left, the hill goes back down and levels off, and you see these smaller scale tracks.
Okay. Right. I understand that. What I'm
Okay.
asking is, I see that the tracks go to the train to the south.
Yes.
Where does the other side of the tracks go?
The tracks head north, but there's hill and terrain between you and them, and you can't see, but you see them to the point that you can no longer see them. They're going level. So you could just walk
But
off
they're
the
not
hill.
they're not going north up the hill.
They are going north.
I asked that and you said no. That's why I'm confused. So what
They're
you're saying
to
is
your
that
left.
right. So what you're saying is that the tracks are running parallel to the trail that we were following.
Yes,
That's
but they're not
super-
on a hill. You're on a hill. They're not on a hill.
I understand that. But
Okay,
the
so
point is
walk
they are
down
running
the hill.
parallel. They are running parallel to the trail that we are currently on.
They are, yes.
Okay. So I will point to the tracks to the right of us, and then point kind of up the trail. Oh, why am I doing that? You can hear me. I will say it looks like the mine entrance for the mine carts might be up ahead to the right. Hard to
Yeah,
tell.
looks that way.
So which way do you go?
We'll follow the tracks.
So you walk down the hill to the left to the tracks and then just follow the tracks.
Hmm.
Okay. So the tracks continue level north for you walk about 15 minutes and then they curve to the right and actually I'm sorry, they curve to the left. And you can see that they kind of go between a there's kind of a shoulder right there, and it goes between, it goes between two hills. You can go up to the right, go up to the left, and then it curves to the left, and you can see there's a mine entrance ahead of you that these go into, and about 10 feet away from the entrance, you see there's a mine cart just sitting there.
So now
Before we get
go ahead.
Before we get to the mine, I'll put the wax in my ears and put the earmuffs on.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to pull out the rifle and look through the scope and see if I can see any people into the mine shaft.
All right, make a notice roll. Jake is covering his ears up too right now, and October may or may not be doing that. You see no people.
Okay.
You can see you can see a short way in, but then it starts getting really dark. Jake looks at you, you and Doc, and says, "Well, what's the plan?"
Say we stow the horses here and continue on foot.
And I guess none of you guys are actually understanding each other.
Yeah.
Jake looks at you and just kind of shrugs and
Well, why don't
kind of
we
makes a motion with,
why don't we do
what are we
this?
doing?
Why don't we hand the reins to October, and he can stay here with the horses in case we need to make a quick getaway. And I will do that as an example since October doesn't seem to be moving.
Okay.
I'll follow suit.
All right.
And that leaves Doc, Jake from State Farm, and us ready to go.
All right. So you guys head into the mine.
I will make a lighter motion. I don't know that I have anything. I'm looking now. I do not have anything for light.
Jake points up towards the. He points at his eyes and then points up towards the front of the mine.
Yeah, look where he's
Look at where he's pointing.
out. Yeah.
You see there's some lanterns sitting there on just outside the mine.
Okay, let's grab them.
Yep.
You guys head in?
Yep.
Yep.
Is there one for each of us, or
There is.
okay?
So you can find yourselves on the middle right if you're looking for your dudes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, what is the thing for? I guess it's just notice. I want to try and track, see if there's any footprints, where they lead, etc., coming in from this direction.
Okay. Go ahead. Did you already roll?
I did not yet.
Or that? No, that was for something else.
That was for something else. But I am going to spend a penny to reroll that. There we go. Oh, did that not come out? It did not. There we go.
There it is.
You have to drag it onto the map, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And then I will roll again. It's a success.
You see footprints kind of walking alongside where the track is.
And to be clear, the track is not. Oh, it is on this map. I just wasn't zoomed in enough. I see. Okay. Well, which direction? To the north or to the west?
West.
Okay. I'll point to my eyes and then point to my feet and point to the west.
Jake gives you a thumbs up and a nod.
I'll nod. And start moving in the direction he's pointing.
All right. You can move your guys. I'll tell you when you probably ought to stop moving.
Do we see anybody in this room? I don't want to go any
You-
further.
No, you don't see anybody. Right here, if you see where I'm clicking,
Yep.
you can see that's kind of an archway.
Oh, okay.
And you see footprints through there.
I will. Again, point to my eyes, point to my feet, and point to the archway.
Okay. I'll nod.
I'm going to have my... Yeah. I'm not going to pull a gun yet. I'm kind of really carefully going into this open space. As I do, I kind of want to look through the archway to see if I see anyone, because I'm going to stop if I do, and then move back to an area where they cannot see me.
Okay. Okay. So you're cutting the pie, as it were.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why don't you make me a shooting roll? I know you're not shooting, but just make
Sure.
me a shooting roll.
Sure. Oh, what did I do? That is not it. Shooting. There we go.
You're doing kind of a room clearing kind of thing, so
Looks like maybe one raise.
all right, you do what you said, and you look kind of cut the pie, and you don't see anybody.
Okay. And it doesn't look like there's anyone that can see me as I move towards that archway that's down this, like anywhere up this hall that could see me.
You don't see anybody.
Okay. Great. Then I will move to like right. My character's 5-foot circle. So I upright up here right next to the archway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving too.
And where do the footprints go once they leave the archway?
Kind of to the north.
Like straight up this hallway, or
Yep.
Okay.
Straight up to there.
I will once again, point to my eyes, point to my feet, and point to this general area.
Nod and start moving.
Again, as you said, cutting the pie, making sure everything's clear, and I'll move up this direction. You can have me go back to wherever I need to, but that's the idea.
Okay. You're there.
Okay.
Can we move Jake? What the? Oh, yeah.
Oh, you should be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't see anybody yet.
Okay. Same thing moving into this room.
Okay. This is an archway right here.
Okay. Does it look like that's where the footprints go?
You know, the rock gets kind of hard here. It's no longer dirt and stuff, and we are having trouble seeing footprints.
Can I spend a minute trying to re-pick them back up?
Well, sure, you can see if you see something.
Let me spend one more penny on that.
Oh, it's a success.
I know.
Okay.
I want the ways if I can get it, but I can't. It's still a success. So,
you from where you are, you see right here, just past that archway. You see a hat. Like I said, it's hard stone here. Not slick, but there's nothing to leave footprints on.
sure. A hat.
But you
on
do see a
someone's
hat.
head or discarded on the ground.
You see a hat. How it got there, I can't tell you. But,
Yeah, but
there's
you're-
no head in it. It's just a hat.
Sorry, you're not answering the question that I'm asking. Is it on someone or is it on the ground?
On the ground.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to make sure.
By the way, don't forget you have adventure cards.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think mine does anything for me, but let me double check here. Nope. I am going to move around this left side.
Okay.
And when I get to about here, I'm going to check both to the north, make sure there's no one up there, no one can see me. And then if that is clear, then I will begin to do the same thing for this general direction.
Okay. Keep
Using-
going. I'll
yeah.
let you know when you see somebody.
Okay.
If I say keep going, it means you haven't seen anybody. You're good. Yep. Nobody.
Oh, we got to bring Jake with us. Yeah. And again, I'll try and look for tracks of which way they may have gone at this point.
Yeah. Still hard stone.
Anything recognizable about the hat?
I don't know. It's a bowler, not a cowboy hat. Looks like something maybe a shopkeeper would wear.
I'm thinking, what would October do? And I'm kind of trying to search the floor, search the walls for scuffs.
There's really nothing to see.
I'm going to make the shrugging motion like I don't know where they went.
I'm gonna move up to this little area and see if there's anything in here.
You don't see anything.
Yeah, what about in here?
You see some tables. And that's a door you just walk through there, Charles. And you see some carts to the northwest of you, and to the southwest of you, you see the tables and such, but still no people. And you see some kind of double platform there to the northwest past the carts.
I have to check, see what's over here.
So it looks like they built this platform because they were starting to dig through the ceiling.
Can I tell what they were trying to mine, or is it like gold mine, or?
What do you think on your character sheet would explain to you about mining?
Smarts, maybe?
Sure, you can make a smarts roll. That'll work.
No, you
You've
can't.
no idea.
Nope. Get those rolls out of the way.
Not only that, but you trip, and when you trip, you fall down. The lantern flies out of your hand, and the glass part and the part that lights just kind of breaks on the ground.
Son of a bitch.
But you're otherwise unharmed.
All right. Well, enough of that.
Charles will hand you his lantern.
Thanks.
And he's gonna go up the. He's gonna look up the. This is not an archway up here to the right.
It is not.
Huh.
It's a dead end.
Well, I shrug and point back down the tunnel that we, or I point down the tunnel that we just came from and shrug.
Yeah.
Let's go back and we'll swing through this arch again.
I'll see if there's any more lanterns.
Not you. I'll let you know when you see them, if you see them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can't go first anymore. So I don't have a lantern. I'll make Jake do it.
Okay. Nothing.
Oh, you guys went two different directions. I'm gonna follow Jake though for a hot minute.
Still nothing.
Let go. There. Anything in visual range here?
Um, let me see this in my head real quick.
Good luck with that.
Okay. Starting about where Jake is, it starts to feel warmer. You can barely make out there's a pile of what might be clothes about 10, 20 feet ahead of Jake. Looks like a pile of jackets or something.
I will point to my eyes, point to that direction, and I'll like pull my jacket up towards towards Doc and shrug.
You
I'll
see the
nod.
same thing over there, Doc.
I'll nod and go over and take a look.
Okay. It's
It's
about
not
here.
Yeah, it's to the north, not the west.
Jake goes in with you, and Jake points to right over here. There's some lanterns over there.
Okay. Go over here and grab them and hand one of them to Charles.
Thank you.
Okay.
And
Everybody make a notice rolls for me.
Okay. No, I'm re-rolling that. That's better.
I just remembered I got to roll for somebody else. Explodey. There we go. Yeah, Jake doesn't see anything. All right. So a couple things. First, pile of jackets. It's a pile of men and women's jackets is the first thing you see. Second thing you guys notice, although Jake doesn't really notice, but it's a lot warmer in this room. And Charles, you can kind of tell that there's almost a current to this heat, and it feels like the warm air is blowing. I mean, not softly blowing or whatever, but there's a slight current from the west. There's also a green glow from the west. And it's hard to tell where you are, but you think there's a pile of something in the middle of that room where the green glow's coming from. Pile of something, you're not sure.
And is this a real thing?
Yeah, that's just a rack with some mining equipment on it.
Ah, okay. I am I'm going to pull my rifle out at this point.
Okay.
More for the scope than anything, but I want to look into this room from where we're at.
Using your scope.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks less like a pile of something. It looks like, well, what you see the pile is bone skeletons, full skeletons. And it looks like the skeletons kind of walked into that room and just fell over.
And how many are we talking?
It's kind of hard to tell, 20 plus.
Do we know how many people were in the town?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, hopefully this isn't the town folks.
Hopefully.
I mean, you could do some basic math. You know, you've been in a lot of small towns. How many people normally run a bank? How many surgeons are there usually?
Yeah.
You know?
20 sounds about right. So I'm going to move up to here, but then I'm using the scope to try and look this direction as far as I can. And this
Make a
direction.
notice roll for me.
Absolutely.
Your skin, you have feel like an electric current or something. I mean, that's not quite right, but it's like something on your skin you feel kind of coming from that room along with the heat. I mean, it's not oven hot. It's not even Saudi desert hot, but it's hot, right? It's hotter than everything around you. Like where you are walking through that mine, it might be 60 degrees and it feels like maybe it's 80 or 90 degrees coming from that room. There is a bright green glow. Your skin is tingling, and everybody go ahead and also make me a spirit roll. Oh, yeah.
That sucks.
Well, how about that?
Can his leftover apply to me?
Yeah, that's kind of not how it works.
Yeah, I know.
I'll roll spend a Benny for Chuck.
Yeah, you can't.
You
Not
can't-
on a crit.
Can't on
Crit
crit
fail.
ones. That's the problem. Otherwise, I would have done it.
Yeah. You get this, something bad, really bad is going to happen here. And you are just completely overwhelmed with an overwhelming sense of nope. And you back up. And
Yeah.
you have absolutely no desire to go any further. So you need to back yourself up.
Yeah, Doc, you see Chuck turn around and he just shakes his head and literally says nope and walks dip back down this way.
Okay.
You kind of had the same sensation. It just wasn't quite as overwhelming to you.
I'm gonna follow him, make sure he's all right.
Now Jake almost had 2 raises, and he's like, what's going on? I don't understand. He says, I'm gonna go check things out.
Right.
Or
I'll
he
follow
seems
you.
to gesture that he's doing that.
Yeah. I can't give him a thumbs up.
I think Charles just goes into this hole and sits down.
Hey, you good?
What?
I give him a thumbs up.
I shake my head no.
Can you wait here? Kind of motions for him to sit down.
Yeah, he shakes his head yes.
All right. And I motion that I'm gonna go follow Jake.
Okay. Okay. Now you're going to get right about there. If you don't mind me placing you.
Yeah. I'll pull my rifle out.
All right. So you look into that room and you see Jake laying on the ground among the other skeletons.
Yeah, great.
And you see rising up out of Jake's body this.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and deal some cards.
Was Jake supposed to be our red shirt?
I mean, he survived like 2 things longer than he was supposed to. He's supposed to die in the first one. So
Poor kid.
yeah.
All right, Doc, you're up first, sir.
All right. Well, I'll take a shot at it at that thing with my rifle.
Okay.
And I'm guessing I hear and feel that. Yes.
Yeah, you hear a crack of a rifle.
Okay.
You hit.
Boy, do I.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit, and there's just a poof, and the creature just kind of dissipates in a puff of dust.
Awesome.
And just this, it's kind of the wind of that smoke creature kind of dissipating, knocks Jake's hat off. And when you see the hat fall away, you see underneath there's just a skull there now.
And I'll move up to here.
Okay. Your skin's tingling. It feels wrong. It's kind of scary, and you feel the heat. And Charles, go ahead and make a spirit roll. Okay. You've recovered your wits. You're over kind of that nope. You know, your palpitations are a little gone.
5. I'm gonna move up to about here, and I've got the rifle drawn, and I'm covering Doc.
Okay. Are you guys just gonna stand there?
I think for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys stand there for a round, and nothing happens.
Okay. And I'll move in.
You're gonna move in.
Yeah.
Make a spirit roll.
I think I'll Benny that. That's better.
It's at least a success.
Right as I can't put you halfway,
Yeah, you
but I'm
can.
gonna. You're
Just hold
how?
Alt.
Oh, okay.
Hold Alt while you drive.
Oh, there we go. How about that? You get there, and you start feeling faint. Your skin starts to burn.
Jeez.
You can see like wispy smoke start to come off your skin, and you feel like you're lightheaded and like you're about to just start passing out.
I'm gonna back out.
You look down where you know your hand was ahead of you as you were walking, and you can see that there's some kind of grayish dark splotches on your hand where the smoke had started coming off.
Well, that's not good. All right. Do we know this pond up north?
Yeah, it's there's kind of an archway, and it is just kind of a pond.
I'm gonna go there and check it out.
Okay, it's a pond.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna kind of take out the earmuffs and pull the wax out of one ear and kind of motion for Charles to do the same so we can talk.
Charles puts his hand up, like, hold on. Can it be my turn or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh,
Yeah, we're not in combat anymore.
Can I see where the green glow is coming from?
Yeah, the walls, from the outside of the walls are kind of glowing. Kind of aiming towards
But I mean, is
the
it
room.
a light or is it a rock suspended somewhere?
It looks like rocks.
Yeah, I want to shoot one from back.
You want to shoot a rock?
Yep. The glowing
Okay.
rocks.
Okay. Roll a shooting roll.
I can do that. So this will be a +1. So 6.
Okay. So you hit the rock and the bullet ricochets. Yeah, you can see some of the rock falls, but it's still glowing.
Okay, I would like to continue until I fully shoot out one of the rocks.
So let me re-describe. The entire wall. Have you ever, what do you call that round rock that when you break it in half, it's got like the jagged crystals inside it? And is that called an agate or something?
Yeah, or
A geode, I think.
Geode, yeah. Okay. So imagine this room is like a geode with green glowing crystals.
Oh.
So we can't shoot him out.
Yeah.
No.
I see. Because I was assuming it was more like the illustration there.
Yeah, I know. It's not quite like that. No, the entire walls are just covered with these green glowing crystals.
Kryptonite.
No, we know what it is.
We do.
Yeah.
Jake's ghost knows what it is.
Yeah. Shoot. I'll take one of the things of the earwax out and I'll be like, do you have a grappling hook or rope or anything?
Not on me, no.
No, we should go back. These are the same green glowing rocks, I think, that we found at that other cave. And it looks like whoever enters is basically turned into one of the shadow monsters.
Okay.
Because until we figure out a way to neutralize this room, we're not going to be able to go any further.
Yeah. Poor Jake.
Now,
All right.
I do want to check one thing.
What's that?
I am going to put my hand around the necklace that October gave us.
Okay.
Each of us. And I just want to see if it feels any different as I walk towards the edge of the room.
No, but make a spirit roll for me.
Yeah. Oh, sorry for the second one.
The overwhelming sense of dread isn't there. I mean, you've sensed it, but you kind of come to terms with it.
Yeah, except that's a good thing to have. Because look what happened to Jake.
Yeah, but the physical manifestations, the electricity on your skin, the the just, you're not having the huge nope to it, but you do feel just this oppressive, I don't know, evil or whatever, just kind of beaming out of that room.
Actually, I'll take a look back in there. I'm not moving any closer. But is his hat still there?
His hat?
Yeah. Jake's
Yeah.
hat.
It is. His
And-
clothes.
His clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing seems to be happening to him.
Well, when the hat fell off, you could tell that there was a skull there,
Right.
there's no skin left.
Right.
And you can see his hands are skeletons.
Not interested in him at all. I'm asking about his clothes and his hat.
Still there.
Okay. And it doesn't look like they are being consumed or electrocuted or anything like that.
Not electrocuted, not burnt.
Not dissolving.
Not dissolving. No, not yet.
Okay. All right. I walk back to Doc.
But
Yeah.
you do notice that the other skeletons are,
Without clothes.
yeah, but you can tell that they had clothes.
Right. Right.
Just something's happened to it.
Right.
Like it's not 100% gone.
Right. 100%. I'm with you. That was my suspicion also. So I walk back to Doc and I say, you know what? I believe, if I recall correctly, we just picked up some TNT not too long ago.
I believe so.
I think this might be a judicious application of it to stop whatever's happening in that room.
Yeah, it's good an idea as any.
Of course, I don't think it can be in there too terribly long without the fuse. Something happening to it. So I think what we should do is we should actually run it backwards. Put the plunger box outside the entrance. Run the fuse in the way we came, and then hook it up to the TNT at the last minute. Throw the TNT in there, run out, and then blow it. If it collapses the whole place, it collapses the whole place. Nobody else will wander in there and get turned into one of these shadow monsters. But if it doesn't collapse it, maybe we'll be able to get through.
All right.
Unless you got a different idea.
Not off the top of my head. Should we head back and get some dynamite?
Yeah. And,
All right, you guys get back to the train.
And we tell them what happened to Jake.
Okay. You can see Abraham is really upset by it, but he doesn't say anything, but you can just see by his face he's upset.
Well,
I mean,
before
not
we,
like mad at you, it's just like, oh gosh, I just lost one of my men upset.
yeah, and before we tell him any of this, we're going to make sure that Umberto is there too. Because
Okay.
He's going to need to know what's going on about the green rocks. And basically, as we tell him, we say, we'll describe what happened up until that point. And then Jake just strolled in there and basically disintegrated and turned into a shadow monster. All of his skin.
Wow. Okay. And Umberto looks at you and says, so, what are you going to, you said you wanted dynamite?
That's right.
What's your intentions?
Blow up that room, that giant geode.
Okay.
It's
Can I-
going to have one of two consequences. Either it's going to collapse the whole mine and nobody else will be able to wander in there and get turned into a spirit monster, or it will blow up just that room and we should be able to get past it.
Okay. why don't I come with you? And I have some experience with mines, and I'll see if I can help figure out where to place things.
Okay. Just we're gonna need quite a bit of fuse. What is
Yep.
this?
Yep.
5, 10, 15,
So,
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120. So it's about 120 feet's worth to the mouth, not the entrance. How far was
Okay.
it from the mouth to the entrance of the
it was a
mine?
little, you've got enough.
Okay.
You're good. And Percy and Estelle are going to go with you, and they ride on horses. Umberto puts everything in a wagon you got from town, and he actually takes the wagon up towards the mine entrance.
Well, you might not need to do that because we could always, on our way back, we could always push that mine cart down right to the train.
Well, ahead of the train, it's the train had, yeah, the train, you could move the train, a few hundred yards up to the mine cart if
Right.
that's what you were going to do.
Right. And
Sure.
That way they don't have to try and take a wagon on a trail over the side of a hill.
Okay. All right. Yep, that works. You get it all loaded up. Percy and Estelle still go with you. Slim and Abraham stay with the train. And so it's and October is going to protect you guys on the outside of the cave.
Right.
So it's already midnight here, so
We might call it here.
no, but I am going to go into montage.
Okay.
You guys get the dynamite planted. You get back outside, you detonate the dynamite, you go in, and you can see that the mine was a little more fragile than you thought, and the farthest back you can get is right there where it's collapsed. And Umberto says, if it's that bad, he says, I can collapse the front of the mine. I brought enough dynamite, and we can put a sign just saying that there's dangerous gases here.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So, it takes a little while because you want to do it right. He gets the dynamite planted. He sends Percy back to the train for some gear to make a sign. And, few hours later, you've collapsed the entrance to the mine. He's put a sign saying dangerous gases over the front. And the mine is now sealed.
Well, that's half the problem.
We
Still-
weren't able to figure out what was going on, though.
Well, as far as I can reckon, Kurtz knew there was those green rocks in this cave, and he let all the men there to death to create the monsters. The question is, how do we get rid of the monsters once and for all? I mean, I guess
Don't rightly know.
I guess we
Unless
could,
we've already killed them.
I mean, we could hope. I guess we'll find out tonight.
I guess so.
What time of day is it now?
It's probably about 2-3 p.m.
I suppose we should try and get some rest while we can before it's nightfall.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you back the train back up to the town?
I don't know. I'll ask the conductor what he thinks, because wherever
Yeah,
we're gonna be, he's gonna need to be in with us.
Yeah, he wants to go back there, and there is a water tower he wants to top off and do
Okay.
some train things, and
Okay.
it's set up to do that back there.
Okay. We can do that.
And so you guys settle in. August takes care of you guys for some meals. You rest. Night comes and goes, completely uneventful. And next morning comes, and I don't know, there's kind of a feeling over the town of just kind of the unease you guys were feeling is gone in the town. It kind of feels okay.
There's still nobody there.
Yeah, still nobody there.
Well,
Yeah, that part didn't get solved.
Well, Sheriff, I suppose you could let the folks in Kansas City know that there's some potential shops ready to be moved into down here.
long as nobody asks why the town was abandoned.
Yeah. Percy says he saw a telegraph in what building would the telegraph be in?
Could be in the bank.
Banquet. It's funny in the Western movies, it's always kind of in its own little building, isn't it?
Yeah. Or in the sheriff's office.
You know what? I think it's in the Civic Bureau.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. That's the government office here. Yeah, the Civic Bureau has the telegraph office, and Percy, he knows Morse, and so he says he can send a signal.
Well, I would probably say that almost all the residents of the town were killed by dangerous gases from a mining accident. The mine's been sealed and closed, and the town stands untouched, ready to be habitated again.
Okay.
Sheriff, what do you want to, or Marshal, what do you want to do about the vault in the bank? It's just sitting wide open.
Well, I'll be honest. I think, as marshals, it's our duty to secure the money. We can't just leave it here. So, matter of fact, I already had Slim take care of that. He's locked it up here on the train, and we'll hand that in at the next town with a bank, and they'll make sure that the money gets to the right whoever it needs to go.
When you send that telegraph, you might want to tell somebody to look up the homesteaders in the council bureau. Is that what you said?
Civic Bureau.
The Civic Bureau. Let their next of kin know that their family's passed on.
Yeah. Okay. Percy nods, and he heads up and and sends his message, and comes back, and he says, "Yep, they verified they got the message. Got it to Kansas City."
Well, what's our next stop, Marshal?
We'll look at a map, and yeah, let's look at a map, and we'll figure that out.
Eesh. Tired.
And,
I can't believe this entire town.
It is one of the strangest things I ever seen.
So, well, now that we have a new ward, I suppose.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe this little town will be known for something great one day.
Reckon so. And we'll figure out where the next town is. You'll figure that part out when we start next week.
Sounds good.
Hey, October is done putting the horses in the stock car, and
I take the wax out of his ears.
well,
It's been busy with the horses.
yeah. Just curious, would October have worn the muffs and the wax in his ears, or did he go without?
Ooh. Probably went without.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you go to get the wax, and there's none in there.
You are such a party pooper.
It absorbed into my body.
Oh, nice.
I'm now 2% wax.
So unless there's something else you gentlemen want to do, we'll go ahead and call it there.
All right.
And
Sorry about that, gents.
you're
no, all
right.
good. All good. Real life is important.
All right.
We is October gonna camp, is gonna take his horse and not ride the train, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, he'll head to the next location while off of the train.
Okay. All right.
I
So
am-
anything else from anybody, or
Yeah,
are we
I've got
done?
it. Well, as always, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody that came in and lurked, chatted, redeemed stuff tonight. You're all rock stars. We're gonna raid out to Turb 20, I think, tonight. Newer friend of the show. They're playing something called I Am Fish. I have no idea what that game is, but we're gonna raid out to them and we can all find out together. If you are in chat and are active, by all means, make sure you shower them with emotes. It is a mature show, so just FYI. But thanks for everybody for watching, and as always, be excellent to each other. And until next time, game on.
Game on.